can couples deepen their spiritual connection in marriage? There are the obvious things like praying together, saying the rosary, going to mass, grace before meals, other formal or routine prayers. But if you want to do something more or something a bit different, try these ideas.
Firstly, share your personal faith life together. We often assume that we know all about each other's spirituality, but it's not static. It's not a static thing. So try sharing with each other. When did I feel closest to God today? When did I feel distant or alone? Another good sharing question is, how have I encountered God's love through you today? Couples tell us when this is a regular habit, it reminds them of their mission to be an agent or a messenger of God's love and acceptance to their spouse. And it helps them to lift their game a bit.
2, you could contemplate God's word together, read the gospel of the day, and share something that was striking you in the passage. The church calls this Lectio Divina, and it can be very rich to listen to God as a couple. In a way, it's like walking with God, just like Adam and Eve did in the Garden of Eden in the evenings. That was before they sinned, of course. Imagine that, meeting God each day just to hang out together.
And thirdly, pray spontaneously, out loud, in earshot of your spouse. Let the other overhear your personal conversation with God. We find this quite challenging. It's very personal because we are so honest and transparent in our prayer with God.
Finally, a tip if your spouse is not open to doing something together. It's really important to avoid becoming judgmental of our spouse or thinking we're spiritually superior because our spouse's spirituality is different to ours, or more private, or perhaps less developed. God has his own timetable, and we do well to remember that one day we might be the one who's in a spiritual crisis or struggling to find meaning or to encounter God. So pray a prayer of entrustment to God of your spouse and your children while you're there. You can make it up or say something like, "My Jesus, I trust in you. I surrender my spouse or my children to your care, and I trust you to lead me and to lead them both home to you."
Marriage is a journey of intimacy, of body, mind, and spirit. That is, it involves sharing our physical, our emotional, and our spiritual selves with each other. Most of us think of our spiritual lives as a personal matter, but in marriage, the sacrament of human intimacy, it is an important area to share and help each other grow in. This means more than practicing our private faith side by side. It means being spiritual companions and encouragers of each other in deepening our individual relationship with God.